What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
Your fur is so nice and fluffy.
Amazing! I've never seen Litten so calm.
A few moments later.
That's right! Yeah! So, you want to fight fire with fire, huh?
Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns. Look, man. Karl Anthony Towns, man. Bravo. You put New York on your back. You put him on your back. You did. If you know me, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I am more or less a Karl Anthony Towns hater. The minute this dude has a bad game, for being all soft, not playing like a big man, being all shy, being all coy, I'm going to get right up on here and criticize him. He has been one of my major punching bags. It's not just criticizing. I make fun of him. Make little videos of little baby kittens and all that stuff. The real cat. I do all that. I don't do that for anybody else. Just Karl Anthony Towns. And I used to like Karl Anthony Towns as a rookie. But that's a story for a different day. But as a man that's true to his word and keep it 100 as much as I can, I give credit where credit's due. Now, Karl Anthony Towns has been smoking the Pacers all season, regular season, and in the first two games of the playoffs, he's had pretty good games. But this was different. This was different. The numbers be damn. Points, rebounds, assists, efficiency, the numbers be damn. I'm talking about what my eyes showed me. He might have had better numbers in game 1 or 2. I don't know if he did. I didn't go back and check. But let's just say he did. This was a different animal. This was a different beast. 20 huge buckets. 20 huge points, rather, in the fourth quarter. When the New York Knicks desperately needed offense to go with their intense defensive surge leading into that fourth quarter. And I'll get back to that. And Karl Anthony Towns wasn't shy like we see him so often. Wasn't coy like we see him so often. Wasn't soft like we see him so often. Wasn't falling in love with the three-point line so often like he so often does. He was aggressive. He was intense. He showed no fear. He used his size, finally. Yes, he used his size. I can't tell you for how long I've been saying, Karl Anthony Towns, you bigger than everybody on the floor. Put your back to the basket. Get your big butt in the paint. Back him down. You have the skill set. You can finish soft around the rim, all that stuff. But get yourself closer to the basket. And he was relentless today. He was relentless. I can't remember if it was Siakam on him or somebody else, but I saw him banging in the post, something that I don't see him do very often, and he was not going to give up. It was a clear mismatch, and he backed, bang, back, bang. spun middle center basket floater. I don't know if he missed it or not or got fouled. I can't remember. But the point is, he put himself in position and used his size to get a good look at the basket. I shouldn't have to sit here and do a bravo and an applaud for this guy. I mean, this should be the norm. Cat's potential should be the norm every game. But hey, here we are. We don't see it often, so I'm going to give him a round of applause here. Maybe it might be a backhanded compliment, but I ain't lying. But like I said, he has historically torched the Pacers at the same time. But this was different, man. Backs against the wall. The possibility of going down in a series, 0-3, with Game 4 on the road. And he wasn't going to let it happen. He wasn't. I mean, those were all clutch buckets. All 20 points in the fourth quarter. Because he was an absolute no-show in the first 3 quarters. You couldn't find the man. Where's Waldo? Except they never put Waldo on the page. That's how gone he was. And it's crazy because Brunson was having a horrible game and he was in foul trouble. So it's crazy that it took Cat that long to get it together, but thankfully for the New York Knicks, he did. I remember I was watching a Knicks game a couple months ago, Knicks versus Lakers. And I believe Jalen Brunson went out with the injury. And I remember the broadcaster saying, oh no, where are the New York Knicks going to go now? Who are they going to go to for offense? The fact that Karl Anthony Towns was on the floor, and I heard the broadcaster say, what are they going to do? Who are they going to go to? Speaks volumes. There should never be a player of Cat's ability and caliber, and you say something like that. What do you mean? It's supposed to go to Cat. He's supposed to be that guy. It blew my mind, but it's a lot of truth to it. It's a lot of truth to it. And even in that game, if I remember correctly, where Cat should have been like, give me the ball. Brunson in here. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm going to take us there. He wasn't demanding a ball or anything like that. He wasn't saying, give it to me. He wasn't taking it from him. But this game, like I said, was different. Numbers be damned. The eye test told me everything I needed. This was a version of Cat that I have rarely seen. Rarely. I mean, when you consider the magnitude of the game, especially his performance, the context around it, this might be his best quarter ever. Even when he scored, what did he score, like 60, 70 points last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember. He had that big offensive explosion, and they ended up losing because they just kept trying to feed him the ball so he could score as many points as he possibly could when he was on the T-Wolves, and they ended up losing, playing that kind of way. Y'all remember that game? Even better than that game, this was the best game and best quarter I have seen from Karl Anthony Towns. And when I saw him go in with those long legs, and then dunk all those fools, facial, I said, and as much as I hate him, I was rooting for the guy. I was rooting for him. Don't ask me why. Maybe I just wanted to see a good game. Maybe I just wanted to see something special. But I was rooting for him. And when he was going down, I was like, you better dunk that ball, motherfucker. You better dunk that ball. Don't lay it up. Don't go up soft. Dunk that ball. He said, dunk that ball. I said, that is what I'm talking about, Cat. That is what I want to see from you. That is it. Man, maybe you're number one hater. That's what I want to see from you, young man. Come on now. I say, flush that. You the biggest man out there, outside of maybe, what's boy's name? Come on. On the Pacers, their center. Can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Been watching this guy for years. Miles Turner, my bad, Miles Turner. But Miles Turner isn't nearly as good as him. He's not, and I like Miles Turner, I do. Then that three-point bucket he hit, he really got fouled in my opinion. He got fouled on that. Where he fell to the ground, Dranos. Karl Anthony Towns was not going to let them lose. Can he maintain this type of mentality? That's the thing with him. Can he maintain this type of mentality? They are going to need it. As great as Jalen Brunson is, As great as he is, and as great as a clutch player he is, when Cat is dialed in and when Cat is at his full potential, Jalen Brunson ain't better than him. And I love Brunson and everything he offers. Big heart, little guy, clutch, all that. But when Cat is actually playing to maximum potential, yeah, he is the best player on that team. He is. But he be a diva a lot. No disrespect. Maybe it is. And actually, that one shot, they called him for a travel. I think he might have released that ball before that foot came down. I think that might have been 2 good points that they took away from the Knicks. I think. It looked like it might have been good to me, but I could be wrong. The Knicks are going to need this. Now, like I said, I picked the Knicks to win the series, but I pray to God they lose. I want the Pacers to win. But I want the Knicks to lose Game 7 on their home floor in the Garden by buzzer beater. I want them to feel all the hurt. I don't want to sweep. I didn't want to sweep. The Knicks are going to have to come out for Game 4 with the same kind of mentality. Cat's going to have to be maximized, evolved. I'm sure Brunson will, get back on track. I'm not worried about Brunson. But besides that, I would be wrong if I did not speak on the New York Knicks defense. Defense, people. Defense. Defense can win you basketball games. Offense isn't always going to be there. Sometimes you're just going to have bad shooting nights. Sometimes the ball just isn't going to get into the bucket. No matter how good the opposing force's defense may or may not be, some days you just don't have it. But one thing that will always be there, as long as your effort is there, individually and as a unit, is your defense. And you can always hang your hat on the defense as an ultimate model of consistency and can get you victories when your offense is struggling. Defense. But in a league like we have now, defense isn't something that's prioritized. It's been offense for years now. Many, many years now. But defense, man. And, 75% of defense is just effort. Bringing that tenacity, bringing that vigor, wanting to dig in defensively. And then the other 25% is defensive IQ, smarts, understanding rotations, understanding players, understanding sets, understanding player characteristics, pattern of life, things like that. But you can get by with just effort. Think about Russell Westbrook, how he has turned into a defensive player at this stage of his career. I wouldn't say Russ has a high defensive basketball IQ. Absolutely not. But that's just him running off energy and effort. How he's able to create chaos. You can get by with a lot of that. The Knicks were down big. They completed another massive comeback in this same playoff run. They were down big, and they do not get back into that game without the team defensive contributions. They still don't win that game, even if Cat gets those 20 points off. He could have had 30 points. But if they don't bring that defensive effort that they started to bring near the end of the second quarter and then progress with it in the third and really dialed in late in the third into the fourth, they wouldn't have won that game, even with Cat's explosion. That's that defense, man. Collectively, all of them. They was hounding. They was pit bulls. OG, Bridges, Cat, Shamet, McBride, Robinson, Josh Hart. A collective effort. And I love Josh Hart. I really do. I wish he was still on the Lakers. Loved his rebounding. Loved his toughness. Small guy, big heart, plays big. Love Josh Hart, man. Coach Tibbs, use your bench more, buddy. And another reason I didn't want to sweep, I would like to see a longer series, to be honest. Especially if the Minnesota series is going to go long. We'll see what happens in Game 4. But I want to see a good series as a basketball fan. My team's already out of it. So, at the end of the day, there may be teams that I would prefer to win, but I'm not losing any sleep with whoever wins or loses any of these series that's left. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Y'all sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.